Baby girl, I know you're in your 20s and you're looking at me. Now, that's men, boys, everyone, including girls, yes. So they're all flocking around you, loving you, liking you, wanting something from you. It's not a currency, baby girl. Hi. Welcome to my YouTube channel. If you are new here, thank you for coming. Please do subscribe, tap the notification button, that bell beside the tap it so that you'll be the first to know once I upload a new video. God bless you. Now please do like, comment and share. Thank you. Then if you're a returning subscriber, I want to say I love you from the very depths of my heart. Thank you very much. Thank you for coming. I am so grateful. First of all, I want to apologize for disappearing for almost 2 weeks. That's not what I intend to do with this channel at all. But sometimes things happen and we see ourselves doing something ordinarily we wouldn't have loved to do. First and foremost, I didn't know my mic developed in a fault, kind of. So I made almost, let me not say 6 videos or more. And I was trying to batch up, and after doing that, while I was editing, I discovered that the audio was very faint. I could barely hear myself, so I had to use earpiece. And my queens and kings, it wouldn't be good that I upload such a video and you're also battling to at least hear what I was trying to say. So I decided, to just jettison that stuff and then go get a new stuff. It was actually disturbing. For me, it was mentally draining because I had done works and then only for me to discover that this wasn't too good. Of course, it was sounding well with my stuff, but by the time I transferred to my computer and I was trying to edit, I discovered that the audio wasn't too good. So we are back, and this time for good. Thank you so very much. For at least 1 or 2 persons reached out to me to ask me why I stopped pushing out content. I want to say I'm very grateful. Thank you for your thoughtfulness and all that. I'm grateful. Thank you so very much. So today the topic, if you look at the topic, says what I would have done differently in my 20s, or what I would have done differently in my 20s. Of course, I'm no longer in my 20s, all right, but these are things, if I had known, I would have done them different. The first one, which is the most important for me, is that connection with God, before you head out for the day. Back then when I was in my 20s, of course, it wasn't like this digital, where you have all the resources are all over there staring at your face, Sometimes people even have what we call digital dementia because of the tons and loads, of information flying here and there. It wasn't that much in my own day. So, you relied so much on what, your family, your aunties, or even your older friends could tell you about life. And you find out that what they actually tell you is just things revolving, or what they know. Okay, just the little they know, that's what they dish out to you. So you grow believing that what you've heard or what you've seen is just the best. All right, so it's something to some very important persons today. All right, so let's move into it, and we're going to be talking about the 10 things that I would have done differently in my 20s. The first one is that connection with God. There's nothing beats it. Nothing, absolutely nothing beats it. To connect with God early in the morning, before you head out the door. I will tell you why. The first reason is that when you connect with God, let's say you have 6 o'clock appointments, GMT +1, because I'm in Nigeria. There's nothing wrong with you spending between 5 to 5:10 or 5 to 5:15, right? Having that great connection, speaking to Him, and that way staying in His presence, aligning your day in a way that will be the best, that will give you that leading, throughout that day. I will tell you the reason why I think that is very, very important. Growing up, we're like, you have to get there. If it's 6 o'clock, you have to get there. You are not that person that actually knew. We knew that we could pray. Of course, rising quite early is something I would have loved to continue doing. Now, I started it later, but in my 20th, 21st, 22nd birthday, I wasn't as consistent as I am today. All right, I am today. I have that leading. I have that guidance. I know when the Spirit of God is saying go. I know when I'm not supposed to go. I have that fulfillment. All right, and listen, when you don't have that connection with God, something happens to you. You could just jump out and meet the wrong one. And of course, when you're growing up, sometimes you cannot decipher who is good, who is bad, because everybody is coming and sometimes you're confused, right? So, but when you have that, connection, when you have that fellowship, okay, with the Holy Spirit before you leave in the morning, it kind of, guide you. It kind of, even when those people who are not supposed to be in your world are coming in, it kind of, in a way, take you to another place, because you've asked him to become the one who leads you, all right, the one who guides you, the one who shepherds you, So this is one of the things that I would have done differently if I was still in my 20s. Now, the second one is being true to yourself. I don't know how best to laud it. Being true to yourself. Of course, when we're in our 20s, we're not actually true to ourselves. We are, you're just all over the place. There was a conversation I was listening to today on YouTube, I was a little bit not in agreement with that. I'm not going to say the discussion here, but I wasn't very, very comfortable with that discussion, because for people who will say, if you do it this way, works, do it that way, there's a middle line to everything. All right. So when you're true to yourself, oh, I want this. I deserve this. It doesn't matter who doesn't say it, but I deserve this because I know that this is the path to toe. All right. So in our 20s, we just do things. We even think that things, back in the days, we believe, oh, what will be will be. But as you grow, you know that what will be will not be if you don't make it to be. Right? So that's another thing that I would have loved to do differently. And the third one, which is very, very important, and I know it's important, that's the opposite sex. I mean, the boys now, or the men, or like I said in my intro, even the women are flocking around you as beautiful, pretty, this, that. My dear, it's not a currency. It's not real. It's not real. Most of those people coming, most of those boys, most of those girls, most of those, of course, when I say girls, you know what I mean. I don't want to mention that. Most of those men coming, they are only coming for something. Yes. That's what is important to them. And of course, they're not at that point that you're still grouping, you're still trying to find your way around. So, if you are not guided properly, the possibility of you veering off, the bridge is very, 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 very slim. Because you would. And most of us didn't actually have someone say, no. Yes, we were advised by our parents, right? But, you go out, you mix with your friends, they give you this vibe, something's happening here, the other one's happening there, the other one's happening there. At the end of the day, if you're not very sure, if you're not someone who is convinced of how you should live your life, you are just going to join them. That cannot be debated. All right, that cannot be a topic for debates, rather. All right, so that's the second one. The third one is self-sabotage. My dear, self-sabotage is real in your 20s. get to that place where you don't believe in yourself. You don't believe in yourself. You don't believe in what you want to do. You don't believe you are even the ones telling yourself, not another person now. Of course, that evil tiny voice is always there, speaking to you. You're no good. You can't do it. They will not accept you. Who likes you? Who does not like you? Blah 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 blah. And you find yourself battling with these evil voices. Like you just know. Each step that you want to take, you're like, what if? What if not? All right. So you are the one sabotaging whatever, efforts that you would have, come up with. You're nobody sabotaging. You are the one. That's why I call it self-sabotage. You're the one sabotaging, So listen, let me tell you, once you start hearing those evil thoughts in your head and you're in your 20s and you're watching this video, I want to tell you to snap out of it immediately. Snap out of it. Don't look back. Don't even consider tomorrow. Don't say, is it possible? Snap out almost immediately. Don't give it the next minute. All right? That thing is there. Snap out. Tell yourself, I'm the best. I'm the best. In this I want to do, I'm doing it well. All right? I'm the best. So drown that voice. Drown that voice. Snap yourself out of that place. How many have we said now? Oh, was I counting? The fourth one is where you don't take things too serious, baby girl. If you're in your 20s, that's something I would have done better. Someone say, I'm so sensitive and I don't like when people talk to me this way. Blah, 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 blah. Sometimes it's as a result of complex, honestly. You misunderstand almost everything. Like when people want to approach you, when people want to talk to you, they see themselves like people who are almost tiptoeing on a grass, on a slippery grass now, all right? Because they are almost afraid that you will misunderstand what they are saying. If they say they like your hair, it starts from the inside, and you think, oh, I don't really like my hair. And they say, I will love this hair. You pick it and say, yes, you're always like this. Always talking about my hair. Blah, 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 blah. The day it was good, So, in your 20s, this is something I would have loved to change. And I want to say that if you're still in your 20s, don't take things so serious. Don't take things too serious. And let me tell you also, even if what the person meant was for bad, or the person was trying to make mockery of you, because you have built yourself so much, because you have raised the boundaries to that place where nobody can get there, you will see the person who has more issue. All right, so you won't take things, you won't see things, you won't start, because it will even reduce you to nothing. So you just tell the person, oh, thank you, whether what you meant was positive or negative. That's your own cup of tea. That's something I would love to have done differently. Another thing that I would have loved to do differently, this is the fifth one, right? I think so, is that I will be more productive. I would have been more productive than being busy. Someone said productive and busy. Yes, you can be busy all day, and at the end of the day, you've achieved nothing. Absolutely nothing. But do you know, you can be busy. You can say, okay, I want to be productive today. I don't want to talk about journaling, but you want to say, I want to be productive today. I want to do A, B, C, D, and E, or E, F, G, H, and so. All right. What would you do? What you would do, simple, is that you tell yourself, I will do this, do that. You won't be the one that is running helter-skelter, and at the end of the day, someone can even jokingly ask you, what did you, because you could say, I've been very busy today. So what have you done today? And you're like, what have I done today? When I woke up in the morning, you see that you are not sure if you've actually achieved anything. You were busy, yes, we agree with you, but you were not productive. So there's a difference between being busy and being productive. So this is something I would have loved to do differently, because we're just running from pillar to post, from pillar to post, and at the end of the day, we didn't get any result, much result anyways. All right, so that is that. All right, another thing, and that should be the sixth one, is something I would have loved to to do, is to only call people who are my friends. When you're growing up, you have tons and tons of friends. You have people from your primary school, you have people from your secondary school, you have people from your this, yeah, as you're growing, of course, you have friends, you have people you call friends, but they might not likely be your friend. All right, because at that point, we didn't even know that you build friendship. We just knew that if you were in primary school, in the same primary school with me, you're my friend. If we went to the same secondary school and we're always around each other, you're my friend. But as I grew older, I discovered that friendship is more serious than that. All right, I discovered that, hey, I need to do more with my relationships. I need to work harder to see that it works. And I know that my friends, the ones I call my friends, or my friend, because sometimes they say three is a crowd. So, or my friend, somehow you would have connected someone who you guys have seen yourselves, moving from that arena of friendship to sisterhood. You're already sisters. It is obvious that you're sisters. All right, because of how this person will stand by you, will support you, will rejoice with you, will never be jealous of your success and all that. But in our 20s, we didn't know who was serious with us. Everybody was like, oh, that's my friend. Oh, that one living in Abuja. Oh, that one living in Morocco. Oh, that one. Everybody was our friend. And at the end of the day, we actually did not have any friend. So the seventh one really is for you to know that everything that happens to you is for your growth. That's something I never knew in my 20s. I would have loved to change it. Everything that happens, sometimes in your 20s, you're always sulking over things. Maybe you failed, you lost something, you lost someone. The way you grieve about it, the way you sulk, the way you be so down and out because someone walked out of your life, someone did this, someone did that. The burden is so heavy. It's something I would have not loved to repeat itself. Why? Because according to the Bible, it says every single thing works together for good to them that love God and to them that are called according to his purpose and plans. If you're a Christian and you understand the scripture, it will help you a great deal in your 20s. That you failed an exam shouldn't make you commit suicide. Shouldn't make you start seeing yourself as somebody who can never do well. It could be, yes, you did some things that made you to fail, of course. Probably you didn't study. You used your time for other things that, was not going to help you. It's for good. Why is it for good? Because it's going to make you, the next time you're going to write any exam, you will sit up and know that it's a serious business. Until I'm done with this, every other thing should do what? Wait. Don't beat yourself up. Don't say, this happened to me. Then with this one happened, what am I going to do? Blah, blah, blah. No. That's something I would have done differently in my 20s. Knowing that every single thing that happens to me is for good. That's the seventh one. Toxic people to stay in my caucus. That's for a long time. They are toxic. You have become the manager. And in 20s, you're like, oh, I understand. Maybe the person tries to tell you when I was doing this is why I was treated. That's why I shout. That's why I do this. Listen, People who are toxic, when we talk about it, there's nothing wrong with, if you're toxic, you can change. I'll make a video about that. I can tell you how to become a better person than being a toxic person. But if someone is toxic around you, the person will be exuding a negative energy. The person is not happy when something good happens to you. The person is jealous of you. The person feels you get all the attention. Why not me? The person in her mind would not want you to fly. There are people like that. They would rather want everybody, let us stay where we are. But once they see that you are about flying, they get so bitter. I have seen people who will even start looking for your kind of dress to wear, the way you dress. There's nothing bad in it that you're influencing someone to become like you. But if it's coming from a negative point of view, then it becomes an issue. Some books on personal development will say delete such people. What they mean by deleting such people is that cut them off. But I don't think you should cut them off. All right? The only thing is that you can allow them to an extent in your life, but you should never bring them into your inner circle. Never do that. Because they're not going to change. They will rather hurt you. They will destroy you if it's possible. All right? So that's something I would have loved to do differently. I think this is 8. All right? Then the 9th one, which is very, very important, that I would have loved to do different, is that love rules the world. The best person with that mindset will always win. Love always wins. Love always wins. It doesn't matter how people talk about you. It doesn't matter how people hate you. It doesn't matter how people think they can destroy you. It doesn't matter how people dislike you. Someone can just dislike you. Dislike you. If you ask that person, what exactly did this person do? The person will be looking for, will be beaten about the bush, like Nigerians will say. You just be looking for where to hang his or her hand without getting exactly. It's evil, yes. But do you know, with love you can win? I didn't know that when I was in my 20s. With love in your heart. Not paying evil for evil. Not exuding because this person has a negative energy, then you want to match that negative energy. Love makes way. You come to that place where people are just falling in love with you without knowing exactly why they are doing what they are doing for you. Someone say, I barely know this person and I'm just going all out trying to help the person. It is because you have this positive love energy coming from the inside. All right? The last one that I would have done differently in my 20s is never seeking for validation. I know so many persons are still in that place, seeking for validation. Let me say, I was almost like a perfectionist, if not a perfectionist. I grew up thinking that everybody must like me. Everybody must see reason to appreciate me. So I was living in this fantasy, I would call it. So whatever that will make people be comfortable with me, I was ready to do it. But it wasn't to my good. Because these people ended up, most of them, hurting me. Seeking for validation is a no-go area if you're still in your 20s. Learn to do what you want to do. I didn't say you should be disrespectful. Could be with your parents. But let them know what you want to do. And talk to them in a manner that will make them understand that, hey, I'm grown. I can make decisions on my own and stand by it. All right? Now, some of the things I've mentioned are those of you that are in your 20s and you're watching this video, work on some of these things. Assuming you were like me, you hadn't much knowledge to work with, and it was just what you were told that you were doing. Now is the time for you to redirect, your position on things, and do it in a way that at the end of the day, when you get to the third floor, you'll be happy you did. Thank you so very much for continuing, for being there with me all these minutes. Thank you so very much. I'm grateful. Please don't fail to like, to share, to comment. Let's have the conversation in the comment section. If there's something you think that you've gone through, or you're still in your 20s and you want me to tell you what to do, tell me in the comment section. I'll be glad to do that for you. Thank you so very much for watching, and I want to say